Hi, everyone. Holly Amaya and Anne-Marie Hoftailing here from Story Imprinting. Hello, Anne-Marie. How are you?
Hello, how are you? I'm well, my friend.
Great. I'm glad to hear it. Story Imprinting, we teach great companies, great people the art and science of storytelling and a whole lot of other great professional development stuff. So if you're here on our YouTube channel, it's because you're looking for that. Yay, step one, check done. There is so much more on the channel for you to see and to watch. So we encourage you to sort of root around on the channel, like, comment, if it speaks to you, we appreciate that quite a bit. We have some really great news today, don't we?
My heart.
You want to tell them or should I tell them?
You go ahead, you tell them.
Okay. We are officially a woman-owned business certified. So we are a WBE, and this is huge for us. It's quite the process. I will tell you that like a year ago, we started this process and I attempted, I am a lawyer also, people, and not totally, like, I'm somewhat capable, tried to figure it out myself. And I have to say it is not intuitive. It is not an intuitive process and it's just confusing. So thankfully, I want to say Lydia Destal, who's a good friend of ours. Hi, Lydia, if you're watching. She's a lawyer in San Diego. She told us about this program through MiraCosta College, which is here in San Diego, that sort of helps small businesses get the certification. And
No, it was not Lydia, it was Avneet.
Oh my gosh, you're right. I'm sorry.
Just so we're clear.
Love Lydia too, but thanks, Avneet.
Lydia, we love you. It's just that you didn't give us this quality.
Avneet. One of our fabulous women told us about it and she had used it. You're totally right, Anne-Marie. Good job. You have a memory like an elephant. It's crazy. So
I don't, by the way, which is, I remember everything or nothing. These are the choices.
I love it. So we, engaged with MiraCosta and they helped us get what we needed to the various entities to get certified. And this is a really big deal. I have reasons why it's a big deal for me. Anne-Marie, I know you do too. I would love to hear from you as to why we're just talking all about this all over hell and breakfast, as you would say.
All over hell and breakfast. So one of the reasons I think it's a big deal for us is, this isn't something that I think people are aware of, but largely most of the people we coach individually are women and marginalized people in some way, shape, or form. And I think being able to, make sure that we are sort of identified as women-owned is really important to us, in part because for those of you who don't know, Holly and I have very similar kind of upbringings, though very far apart and different. Holly grew up in Indiana. I grew up in Richmond, California, not Virginia, for those who were thinking Virginia. No, California. And we grew up with single moms who didn't have a lot of resources and have a lot of choices. And the way we live and where we are, they couldn't even imagine because they were really in sort of hyper survival mode. So for us, I think this has kind of such a precious meaning to our own origin story and the women who came before us who didn't have the education, the opportunity, the support, or the option to be in this. And I always think of my mom who, when she was raising 3 teenagers who were my brothers and sisters older than I am, and was told, even though she was getting absolutely no financial support from their father, which is different than my own father, that she couldn't file for a head of household for her taxes. And I just think about these ways in which, like, even not that long ago, things were so hard for our own journey. So for us, this just feels very sweet. And my mom died almost a year ago in August. It'll be a year. And this just seems like something that's kind of more than just a piece of paper and certification.
I totally agree with you. And I know that your mom would be so proud of us and you and this. My mom's birthday is tomorrow. My mom watches our videos, I think. So
happy birthday, Pam. Do you miss me, Pam?
She does miss you, I'm sure. She's ready to come back, I think, and have a dinner in your house. And I just think about growing up. I mean, the fact that we own a company, first of all, was like, so, I mean, people, it just didn't even, I would have been scared even after I got all the education. You know what I mean? I went to law school, came out on my own. I thought, I just have to go work for someone. I could never be the one that's running my own payroll. How do you even do that? Like I couldn't be the one that's responsible for the overhead. I couldn't be the one that's making the strategic decisions. Those were all limiting beliefs, right? They're not true. We've done it. We did it in a pandemic. And, to your point, like I just think about my mom could have done this, right? If she had the options, if she had the opportunities. And so for me, it's also just incredibly sweet and means so much, especially in light of the year that we've all had.
I mean, ring a ding. There's something to celebrate, like a
Ring a
real
bell.
thing, a real item to celebrate.
Yeah. And actually, side note, I was at the grocery store last night and I was like buying some, protein bars or whatever. And I leaned over and there was a woman owned like placard by one of the companies. And I'm like, I'm going to buy that one because it's woman owned, right? It's a great logo, by the way. But I think that means a lot. It means a lot to our clients. I think it feels really good to have this done. So,
and I think too, like you were saying, I don't know so much about your mom, but my mom she really valued being a hard worker. And she would always use this language like, she's a good worker or he's a good worker. She didn't see herself as an owner. She didn't see herself as a boss or somebody who was in charge. She always, and by the way, like that was a humble thing that served me my entire life. I'm very proud of. I have no shame about that. I'm super grateful for. And this is such a radically different way of being in the world to get to choose how you work, where you work, when you work, with whom you work. Those kinds of options were absolutely not even imaginable. So
and a question that I would have for my mom. So mom, if you're watching, yay, and also comment.
Please comment below.
My mom, you know this, Anne Marie, and I talk about this often in training. My mom has had a lot of different types of jobs, but after she divorced my dad, she started selling cemetery property and prearranging funerals. That is a commission-only business, right? So she was not drawing a salary, which had to have been terrifying for her, right? Like I have to say, I think I'm only now realizing how badass that is, in that time especially. And so she was just out there hustling. And frankly, mom, you are a woman business owner, right? Like, I mean, you were selling a product and you were getting your commission check from a company, but you taught me how to hustle, right? So thank you. I love you. Happy birthday. And happy woman-owned business certification day to us.
I know, we're so excited, y'all. We're just over here celebrating so hard. It took so long. I mean, for a process that's meant for inclusion, the barrier for entry is real. I mean, I do want to just say that. I think that, the whole point of this is to include more sort of marginalized owned businesses. And let me tell you, they do not make that an easy process. So anyone who thinks it's an easy process, just, it's long and you got to be committed. It takes a minute. So
and if you've got questions, feel free to drop them here or contact us because we're happy to share our experience. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If you liked this, comment, follow us on LinkedIn, go to the website, check us out. We love it. We want to hear from you, and be well, everyone. Bye, Anne Marie.
Bye.